update. I'm not even sure what we've done, but we're putting the fender back on, or Justin is. And we can put this overflow bottle in. It goes right about here. Put this vacuum canister in that I don't even really need. Not vacuum, but fuel emissions or vapors. The windshield wiper bottle goes here. Put the battery box in. We're narrowing in on the wires. I don't know. We're just going whatever direction we can think of. And I haven't been able to film. Put some gauges in. Steering wheel, I think I showed that already. This was real grimy and dirty. I just painted it. I didn't feel like buying a new one. There's some things you can always buy later.
Steering column back in.
Yeah, steering column. Getting ready to get all the radio stuff figured out. And then I think I showed this. I can't remember. But here's the main instrument cluster for those pieces there. It was rusted. I don't like rust, so I just sandblasted it. Love that sandblaster. I use it all the time. So these gauges, I just don't trust them. I just ordered new gauges. I can get replica gauges with a quartz clock. So I just sell these on eBay. I mean, I could say they came out of a special edition, but so what? They probably went in a bunch of cars. But you notice this. It only goes up to 8,000. Speedometer goes up to 100. And then this contact piece is kind of delaminating. So I ordered another one of these. So I'm just going to sell all this stuff as a pile. And here's some of the inner guts of it. So there's like these little tubes that go down to your lights. Let me see if I can find one. Like here, I don't know if you can. If I had a flashlight, it says seat belts and brake. See, that's how it looks inside. And the same with these. I can't remember where these came out of, but looks like right there. So those must be the, I don't know. Something doesn't look right about that. Anyway, they probably go there. There's the speedometer lock that locks the cable in. A couple gaskets. There's another blue lens. I think it's the high beam. Goes in one of these. All these screws, which a lot of them are grounds, I think. In other words, they're grounding the I don't know. But if you look at this, I think this is the power coming in. So I'm not sure. It has two contacts. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Anyway, that's it on that stuff. I don't know if I have any other brilliant stuff to tell you. I mean, stuff that might help somebody. Oh, you see these right? I'm gonna point at it right here. supposed to be like a rubber seal, you know, to keep water from splashing up in there. I got those somewhere. Once I get the fenders back on, I'll bolt those in, or however, whatever I need to do, whatever it takes to put them on. The one part I can't get is the upper door panel. In 76 they had, I think 73 through 76. The lower door panel and the upper. That's up to 12 months away. But I think I got everything it takes to put the whole interior together. I think I showed some of the stuff. I can't remember because a week ago. Anyway, that's where we are. It's Monday the 20th, I think, or 21st, 12/25. Okay, so here's something else I just did. I bought another one of these steering wheel horns because I didn't know I had this one. But anyway, I just put the gold badge in. Just put some Gorilla Glue behind it. So there's the gold one, there's the other silver. But I also wanted to say about this, you know, all my life, I mean, let's put it this way. I've done front end alignment and I never could figure out how they got the steering wheel straight. But it finally dawned on me. Well, first of all, if you put a new steering box in, make sure you're close to center. You know, if you turn it both ways, you're close to center. And then when you hook it up under the engine, in the engine compartment, you're on the right spline because a bolt goes through it like that. And then we pull the string line from this tire to that tire. But look, I don't know why I didn't know this, but so if you're off, you just turn your tie rod right there. Keep the string line on there. If it's hit, for instance, if it's hitting out here, just turn it till it comes out. It might be this side or that side, I don't know. But anyway, then the car's up in the air. But let's see if I can show you this. We got the bottle in. The other one's, I'll just reach it up in the air. That one's just sitting there. Anyway. Oh, what I really wanted to show you. That's the heater blowing in the background. I got an 8-track. Got a radio. The right ear. Got a speaker. I think I showed this before. And if you're looking for an 8-track or a radio, this is the guy to go to right here. You see that? So I also asked him to send me instructions because anyway, he sent me some instructions. He also sent me a harness because all my wires have been cut. So the way this works, the 8-track and the radio plug in together. You can see this is power and bulb and something else. This is again, these are just sitting in here now. Rear speaker. And then what I didn't have is somebody had cut off my my plug. So here's the plug he sent me. Somebody cut this off a long time ago. And if you watched the earlier video, I was saying I found a yellow and a gray or black, whatever was under there. This is the power. It comes down to here, then somehow transfers to the 8-track. So that's the way it works. The power goes to the radio, then to the 8-track from the radio, and to the rear speaker, and then somewhere. Oh yeah, and this is the front speaker. So, saying that again, this is power. There's going to be 2 tangs, power and ground, and then speaker. And so if you were to look at those instructions, let's see if I can find it. Well, first of all, it says, this radio requires a speaker rating of 8 to 10 ohms. Never use 3 to 4. That's what the modern speakers are. I'm just going to read through this. It says, when the radio turns on, a thump must be heard. If you don't, turn it off. And blah, blah, blah. Be sure to trim match this radio to your antenna. This is done by first turning the radio to hiss at static at 1400 IM, adjusting the screw. It's accessed through a small hole in the front of the radio. Let's see if I can find that small hole. Well, yeah, here it is. Right here. In fact, it says on there, antenna. So, he went over that. That was nice of him. This player must be grounded. There is a ground wire to the harness which connects to the ground tab on the rear of the player. There is a ground wire on the harness. So here's the harnessy, maybe right there. It plugs into the back of that 8-track player. Again, he says this player requires front and a rear. He told me this is only meant for one speaker in the rear. Do not use 3 to 4 ohm speakers. It says that again. Do not operate the player unless both speakers are installed. Player damage will result. Don't accidentally put battery power to the speaker connection. Immediate damage will occur. Don't short any of the speaker wires to the ground. Damage will occur. Never remove a speaker while the player is turned on. Correct new replacement speakers can be found at turnswitch.com. Do not insert a tape cartridge if the pressure pad behind the tape is missing or damaged. To test, use your finger, push the, he's talking about 8-tracks. I don't know that I've ever used the 8-track in my life. Use your finger to push the tape forward, inward against the pad. If the pad fails to spring back, fully replace the tape. Do not use a cartridge until you replace the pad. Poor audio, likely tape damage will result. Oh, that's not that bad. So I got that instruction. I got this instruction. This, when the radio is used, the tape player's balance control will double as a front speaker control for the radio. Whatever that means. I guess that means either rear or front. And then also, he put these little pieces of tape were on each one of these connections. And then this little piece that I was talking about, let's see, where is it? You see there's 3 wires in there, but apparently you only use 2 of them, because even like you wrote, none yellow, none gray and yellow. So if anybody wants to know this, let me see, I took a picture of this. So, looking at this thing like this, the one on the right isn't used. The yellow, I'm pretty sure, in the center is power, and I'm pretty sure the left on the left is ground. So again, I never had a radio, never had an 8-track, so I found one of these online. The radio needs to be up in the air. And then this comes with this 8-track also comes with well, let me see if I can show you this. Again, if you're looking for what I'm looking for, this stuff is good information. What I'm looking at, see this faceplate? Now, if you look in my car, well, I don't have it in there right now. I'll tell you what, I'll go upstairs and I'll show you. Okay, we're upstairs. See, this one I have doesn't have any holes in it at all. I think I said earlier that that was the one for the 8-track. Well, it's not. I don't know what went in here. Maybe it was a CB. I don't know. I don't know what was there. Okay, getting back to this, I'll just show you some more information. For the 8-track, you gotta have these two brackets here. There's one there on this side. There's one there on this side. For the radio, you could have a bracket that looks like this. Again, we haven't got under the dash yet, but it either goes like this or like that or something, but you gotta have that bracket. So you gotta have this bracket, this bracket, this bracket, and this bracket. This bracket goes on the bottom of the 8-track. Yeah, just getting back to some other stuff. You know, I can't. Again, I never had a complete car, but from research, this thing is going to go like that, and it has a bracket, so it's like a speaker enclosure in the trunk. And this goes like that. I might have to make a custom one of these. And just to be clear on this is the plug where somebody cut this off, who knows, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. That is going to go into the car. So then we put these flaps on here. When I took this car apart, there was one, and it was stapled. It had like steel staples. So I just put screws. And again, we're just going whatever direction we can go right now. I got another one of these. The other one was broken. I got this off Firebird Central. No, F Body. It was kind of frozen when I got it. I just sprayed WD-40, sandblasted this steel piece that was just totally rusted up, then cleaned it off with some grease remover. Then I got these spark plug. I'm pretty sure these are stock. I don't know where I got them. But we're going to be putting those on the valve covers. I'm going to paint these engine blue, or Pontiac blue. So what I'm starting to do is make a list. So I got new seat covers, front and rear speakers, passenger visor that's going on the escape outside. The passenger sun visor broke. It's getting close, man. We were thinking about, I got two of these extra by mistake. Here's what they look like. I think I got these from Ames Pontiac, because I couldn't find them anywhere else. The ones I put up here, they sent two extra, but I don't know what was back here stock, but if there was anything at all, but they don't seem to work. And I think the reason they even have these is because you have, well, like you have this here. Then again, remember I put rear disc on this car. We're getting close. I'll tell you, getting ready to test everything electrical like I started a long time ago. Got the light in. It runs in here, goes up through, and it's right there. It kind of mounts inside the trunk light. So again, what have I changed on this car to make it mine? Rear disc, the pipes, the ram exhaust, the T-top, up the compression to like 9.5. Changed the rear end gearing to like 323. I think stock was something like 262 or something. So those are my touches. But it did come with 8-track, and it did come with a radio. So those are only the real things that I've changed. And we can't put it again. If you put a radio in, we found out you got to have these heat ducts removed. The front ducts, there's like 3 of them, I think, across the front. You got to have the console out of the way. I'm just looking at the wires. Those are like 2 wires I got to tie into. Oh, then we were wondering about a wire that was right here. I'm right at the sill. This is for the power windows, and the light that goes in the console. I looked it up in the found a picture. It goes, the console light goes up under the dash. It doesn't come this way, which I thought originally. Man, it's getting close. Again, panel. This is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to put the interior in, and I'm going to put the interior in because it's just too many parts all over the place. Then when I come down to paint, I'll just paint outside. I don't need to paint anything inside. Oh yeah, and then we got the rear window that I got to check to see if it works. Yeah, I think I'm put the interior in, put the front window in, put the rear window in. Then just make it airtight when I start sanding and painting. Of course, I'm gonna have to paint the jambs, but I'll just seal it off right here. Anyway, that's the update. Still got to play around with electrical and the. Well, I cleaned up all this stuff over here. We talked about that. I know where every wire color is. We cleaned the fuse panel. So yeah, pretty soon I'll drop the battery in before I start the car, because I don't want to spin the engine yet. And I'll just start checking horns, lights, put fluids in. I never put fluid in the brakes yet. Yeah, I'm getting ready to fluid up this car. Getting close to starting it. Car's up in the air. So among all this radio stuff, I got this rear speaker. But we didn't know what is plus and positive, but we found a thing on YouTube. Go ahead and explain it.
So basically, you can take a 9-volt battery and figure out which one's positive and negative, which the bigger one's negative in our case. And since we're looking at the bottom of the speaker, we want to see the cone go down, not up.
Down meaning?
Down meaning forward, so
Correct,
out
correct polarity?
would be the correct polarity. If it went in, it would be the opposite. So.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. That's going down.
Yep. So that's the correct polarity. So yellow is our positive, and this brown one's negative, which turns into green being positive, and this other brown being negative.
But that's how you check it. So we have a speaker right here, the front speaker. Could touch that with a battery.
Okay.
Well, we can't. Maybe you can see it, but it's going down.
Yep.
Anyway, that's how it works. So, what about? So now we're trying to figure out how to do this 8-track. What do you figured out so far?
So one, we figured out our little beauty ring tray has been cut out. As you can see, it shouldn't be wide open like this. So that's not any good to us. So basically, I've got to take this off the 8-track player, mount it in here. Then
Where?
This, right here where these two holes are.
These?
And it screws in back here.
Yeah.
And then this is the bottom support, which it goes just like this. So the 8-track will sit on it like this. There's two nuts that you tighten down. These two mount in here.
Hang on.
Mount like that, which I'm putting the clips in for it now for those two holes. And they'll mount like so. So this has to be in, and this beauty ring has to be in before the 8-track comes in from the back. So you gotta have this thing out of the car completely to do it.
Okay, what about those other two brackets on the 8-track?
Oh, so we got these two side brackets which help support it as well, which because this thing weighs
Is
about
that
10
one?
pounds.
Is that right? Did you switch it?
Yeah, I switched it already. So they both go like this, and they kind of look funny, but the screws go right through the side from the outside in.
So,
They're right here.
so you better check that. I mean, so what did they do? They riveted this in, and now you got to take out the rivets.
No, there's screw holes right next to it. If you look, they're kind of faint, but they're there on both
Man, that's
sides.
flimsy.
Isn't it? Well, it goes through the metal bracket. Luckily, on the inside, if you look here, that's where they'll come through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll work out.
So we got, according to everything I read, this car, I can't say anything about anything else. You only have a rear speaker on the passenger side. If you put two speakers, you'll blow out the radio. Now this speaker box, we're gonna put something like this. I don't know if I showed this earlier, and that's gonna mount like this somehow.
It's through here, I believe.
This is just to keep the sound bouncing up into the car, not down.
Yeah.
And then,
Face plate in the radio there.
so then the radio, again, I can't remember what I talked about, but then there's a hardware clip. How was that picture?
So that's for.
You took a picture on your phone.
Yeah, that's for the radio.
Anyway, this goes, it either goes like that. There's only two holes, so it can either go that way, that way, that way, or that way. Which way?
The picture I have is for the 8-track, but I believe.
No, you shot. There's the radio.
It's the 8-track.
No, it goes on the side.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I already went over these wiring. And but the reason we had to determine the speaker, because we don't, if we would have plugged it in wrong, it could have blown up this whole radio.
yeah.
8-track.
A lot more don'ts than do's when it comes to wiring the radio. It's not as simple as, oh, that sounds funny, let me flip the wires. You got them backwards, you burn up the radio. That's what they're telling us.
So I want to go back and look at the book. He's gonna keep playing. Anyway, that's it for today. Made a list for Justin. Justin, if you're watching this, don't rush through the list. Just do everything perfect. This is just so I can keep track of what there is to do.